Hello YouTube. It's not a bad setup. Hi YouTube, Josh here with the channel zzzgiantawake. And this is going to be part of a conversation, I hope, with Wayne Watley. His channel will be linked in the description. He's a friend of mine from the Breakfast Club. In YouTube, you have disagreements with people you like, in real life and all that shit. So none of this is meant personally as an attack, even though I'm sure we'll get into places where we strongly disagree. But I wanted to start kind of by edging out the borders of the conversation, and I wanted to start by asking Wayne, this is to you, what is government? Where does government start? So I know that you're for anarchy, ideally, but let's say we have a group of people camping. At what point in their conversation about rules and enforcing those rules do they start to become a government? Is it when they start sharing interests and figuring out what interests they want to go after? Is it when they formalize their rules? Is it when they select leadership or a spokesperson or something to that effect? At what point in that organization does that group of people have a government? This is something in political philosophy that we're asked to think about. So I want to see where you come on that. Also, what do you think about the social contract? Social contract is something that many philosophers have talked about, including Thomas Hobbes, and he's the more important one, I think, for our conversation, as well as John Locke. But Thomas Hobbes said that without government and without the social contract, which is an agreement by people, that life is short and brutish and nasty, and unless we cooperate together and form some sort of social contract, typically in the form of a government, we'll end up killing each other. Later on, I want to talk about the different forms of government and the different objects and the different purposes that government serves. But for now, I just want to start with those main questions, and we'll go from there. So at what point does a social organization become a government again, and what do you think about social contracts? Yeah, I think that's a good starting point. If anybody has any thoughts on that, leave it in the description or in the comment section, not in the description. I think that's it. If you like my questions, subscribe, I guess, and this will hopefully be a long conversation with multiple videos, and after we get 2 or 3 of these things in the books, I'm going to go ahead and create a playlist that goes back and forth between my responses and his responses. And of course, video responses from people who aren't Wayne are always welcome, and I will try and do my best to include those. Thank you guys.